Just wanted to give a big thank you to Haskins, who took my windmill to the next level. And I wanted to thank Ryan for helping me get the photos and the shots for this video. Links to both of their channels will be in the description below. Also, links to the windmill builds that I found online will also be in the description. I'm not exactly sure who came up with this rotor design first, but I put links to some of the earliest videos in the description below, so be sure to go check their videos out. Hello everybody, this is Kaboom and welcome to today's video. Behind me I have several examples of what I believe was the very first design of the rotor, the horizontal rotor that you saw on a lot of windmill designs. On this one, the shaft is coming out here with the axle underneath this little part, and then you got your gearbox on top of it, so the gearbox is actually what is spinning. So I got this model, I had messed around with it, I'd played around with it, done a bunch of different stuff, and let me show you some science here. So currently this model here uses two of these palatial corners, and in the original design they had two of these and they built it out. And let me see, where is that at? Okay, yeah, this one here, you can see there's two of those corners coming out, and you see how this thing is sitting like sideways right now. So I'm just gonna be honest at this point in the video. If you just want something that spins, looks nice, and you can look, you know, from a distance and see it, and you're like, oh, that's really cool, I would recommend this one. I would recommend the two corners on top of each other. I would even recommend putting a couple rockets maybe back here, so that when it is spinning, it's gonna look nicer. Let me show you. Here we go. So that's gonna give the thing a slight push forward. For me, I wanted something, even this model here, this was my first attempt to adjust the distance, and using the small wheels, it brought it in a little bit. Let me come over here and see if you guys can see it, but not much. It's almost like identical, the angle. Now this one here, this design is more complex. It's a little harder to build, not impossible, definitely not impossible if you follow the steps. It works off of one palatial corner in there. You can see when this piece is at rest that the lean in it is a little less, well, I don't know, maybe a lot less than the other ones, as you can kind of tell. I'm trying to get a good angle so you can see. Yeah, if you look at these bottom ones, you can kind of see it's less of an angle. But there's always going to be an angle, because you got to have a little gap there between here and here. So I came up with this one, which I will show you. I'll show you guys how to build these. So this one is with palatial post. This one is actually one palatial post and a table on the end. And then over here is the original. This is the original double palatial pile, which is what you're gonna find on almost all the different windmill designs that are out there. And then over here behind us is this one. This is also a little bit of a different, newer model. So this design right here is working off two palatial corners, and they're stacked on top of each other. But I did the wheel configuration a little bit different. I did three big wheels more in a triform rotation around it, because I was trying to see if I could get this thing to stay up straighter. A couple rockets back here to the back, and that will push it up for it. Now I don't think it had an issue spinning, actually. I'm just curious. Yeah, so there is a little of a wobble there on that down turn. It seems like every time that wheel gets to that point. But anyways, I like that. And part of building all this is preference. So my goal is to show you guys all the different options that you have, where you feel comfortable at, and how to do them, and then you guys can incorporate these into your builds. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started building. I'm going to show you guys. So the base for this is the same on all of these. We're going to start with a wall. Now this wall is going to stay. Over there, this wall was temporary. So I would recommend using the wall of the material that your build is. So once you get your wall, you're going to place that down. And on this design too, as far as the distance going forward and back, this here can be different sizes. So you could have technically moved this back to here and cut this down in half, or you can adjust this out farther depending on where you want these blades to go and how close you want them to be to your build. Yeah, options. This definitely is more adjustable overall as an option. We're going to do that left wall again here. This is what allows our dynamic foundation to be pushed into the corner. Put our dynamic foundation on top, bring it forward till it turns red, and then go back 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Drop it, it will fall forward. Now we're going to push it, and same thing, push to the corner. Do not push this way or you'll send this thing a country mile. There we go, check. Make sure it's in, it is. Place down our wall. And this is where things get a little different. We're going to grab this 6x2 thin wall, set it right up here on top, one there, and any color or any floor is fine. This does not have to be these colors. I recommend that whatever your build is, use that material out here so it matches the rest of the build. We're gonna grab a wall floor. We're gonna go all the way up to that floor that we put in a second ago. Bring it across. Get green. Right here, do you see how red, green, red? You want this thing as close to that wall as possible. There's gonna be a little bit of a gap, but this is going to keep that dynamic foundation in place. We're also going to grab one and we're going to come down here. I need to move out of the way. Move it in. Make sure you're in there. Double check this part. If this gets out here, that bottom plate could kick out and you could end up with an issue. If you wanted to, for good measure, you could put 2 on there just to make sure nothing happens. I haven't had any issues, but that's the purpose of that. So now we're going to put this on. And now you have the freedom to take this out as much or as little as you want. So let's say, okay, this is good. This is how far I want to go out. Grab the palatial corner. We're going to center that right here. And we're going to go ahead and just build the original one, which is this. I'm going to show you guys how to do all of them here. This is where the build will go in several different directions. So this is the normal one. If you're not worried about the lean, go with this. This is the easiest one to build out of all of them. You're going to put 3 of these blocks in a row. This third block is going to be the one that becomes your gearbox. We're just going to build a square around this like that. And now we're going to wait for day so you guys can see what's happening. Okay, it's daytime now. So we're going to come over here. You guys can see I just built a box around. Now we're going to put a tire there, a tire there, a tire there, and a tire there. This is, yeah, this is pretty normal. Will work out well for you. You're going to grab a block to put on front. Some people I see put these on there. I personally like a thinner profile, so I normally go with a wall. I'm sorry, a floor. Perfect. I just kind of lined that up with the tires where it looked like everything looked square. Put that on there. Now you can add whatever you want to the sides. Again, whatever you add to one side, be sure you add to the other. We're gonna go ahead and put our toys on. Then you're gonna come back here. You're gonna grab this 4x4 foundation block, and we're gonna build another square around here. Now we're gonna knock this one out. And if you see this happen, all your toys disappear, don't panic. It's happening to me a lot because the game is trying to render in all these other toys. In your world, this may not happen, but if it does, you have two options: back out and log back in, or place down another switch, and most of your stuff will come back. Oops. Hit that. And it, see how it's spinning? I don't like that, but personally, if you use this model, I would recommend a thruster there. And we're gonna have to turn it on. Can't get to where I need to get to. Brought it up a little bit. And a thruster there. There we go. There we go. That's much better. Much better. That looks good. It's spinning. From the front, it looks nice and even. And then when it stops, it will fall back. But from a distance, you know, you really can't tell. But let's just say you're like me, and you're like, oh, that's cool, but it's not what I want. So we're gonna knock all this out. Okay, so for this build, we're gonna have one palatial corner. Same place, same position, everything's the same up to this point. At this point, we're going to go to the floors. Gonna place a floor, and then we're gonna do our wood foundation again. It's gonna be centered up at top. Build out our box, and make sure that these don't stick to this, because sometimes it may want to stick to this back part instead of sticking to the block that it's supposed to stick to. So just double check all that. So as you can see here now, with these tires on over this will not allow you to put on a board on the outside. You've got to get this pushed back, and then you got to slap a board on here. So you're going to put 4 little thrusters like that. And then what you want to do is you want to grab the floor that you want to use, and you just want to place a couple of them. Once you've done that, it's going to go in here to stars. You're going to see here in a second why that's important, because you got to be quick. You got to be quick about this. Put our switch there. All right, we're going to come over here, get in position, lower ourselves down. You know what? Actually, let's put a switch right there. Okay, wrong. That's fine. Everything disappeared. Turn this on. Hit that. Go to star. Okay, everybody, sorry about that. I forgot you have to use this littler plate, which is the rustic floor 1, or something that's that size, 4x4x1, and that's going to allow you to stick on there. We can remove these rockets now. Personally, I feel like this looks the best when it's not moving. You can also add on to this. So guys, personally, overall, if you can, I would recommend trying to build all of these just to have each one of those designs in your back pocket for a build that you may have in the future. If you guys found this video helpful, could you do me a favor and hit that like button, and please subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And as always, by God's grace, have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.